Alright, what is up? This is SLOplays. Let's talk about Dragon Ball Sparking Zero DLC 4's End of Z Goku, right? I know we're still waiting on a release date and even, just the launch trailer. Hopefully it's within the next month or two. I know people are going to be like, oh my god, that's such a long time. And I understand. We've been waiting a while for it. But you know how Bandai is. They usually just drop shit out of nowhere. But yeah, let's go over this because I did want to talk about, transformations for this version of Goku. The only thing that we know that is 100% confirmed so far is that this outfit will give you a new attack, okay? I believe it's an ultimate attack. That thing where he, stands up in the air, or he's just, kind of in midair after doing a rush to Oob in the trailer, and then he does a Kamehameha downward, which he did do in the actual anime in the series, right? But let's talk about the actual transformation line for him. I believe, okay, this should be on End Z Goku because it's the End of Z Goku, so that would make sense, right? As much as I would love to see this on DBS or Super Goku, I don't think it's happening. With Sparking Zero and how they kind of been doing things, seems that they're just going to do just one single outfit on a specific version of, a character that we saw in the main series, okay? Not trying to get into what's canon, what's not, what's official, what's not. That's just kind of how they do things with these games, right? It's like pulling teeth just to get them to be a little bit flexible and have some freedom with it. Unless you're Gekishin Squadra, you're not seeing it too often, right? But yeah, he should be able to just go Super Saiyan 2, and Super Saiyan 3. And we do have a perfect example of how this actually would work, right? The powerful version of Goku on DBS, or the Super version, right? He can transform into Super Saiyan, God, and Blue, okay? So he can still go through his transformations like normal while retaining the outfit. But your ultimate does still change, right? It doesn't, he does not keep the powerful dance, which I think it's called. I can't remember the name of the exact move that he normally has for the DBS version. It's what I think he did to Rosie, either Cocoons or Rosie. It's like, he lays down those key balls and he just blasts him. I zoom in on his face. Yeah, y'all let me know what the name of that move was. But that was his original initial ult that you have on basically all the other costumes, right? But this is the only one. This was actually the only outfit that changed an ultimate other than, I want to say it was Android 18. She has an outfit that changes one of her attacks. Just kind of random, right? It's weird. I don't know why it was so rare. Obviously, it was probably because they, time constraints and they were trying to rush this shit out for Daima. But I digress. That's something else. But yeah, this is a perfect example of how this is going to work, right? This isn't the first time we've seen it, and they're going to have many examples of this, right? Going forward with a lot of these attacks, right? So most of these outfits are likely going to do that where it stays on just one specific outfit in one form. So the base version of Goku will keep the actual, I don't know what the name of the attack is, the End of Z Kamehameha, right? But after you transform, you'll still retain, I think it's Sonic Blast or something like that. Or maybe that's the DBS version of him. Whatever he has for the Z. Oh, wait, no, it's Warp Kamehameha. My bad. Yeah, NZ version, Goku has Warp Kamehameha. And then he has that thing that he does to Kid Buu, which was the point blank shot for Super Saiyan 2. And then Dragon Fist for Super Saiyan 3. So I'm not going to lie. I'm not complaining, right? I think that's pretty gas, okay? I think that's fine. The only way that they could really solve this is just by giving us freedom of customization for the actual moves and not it just being an outfit, okay? I think that's a pretty big fumble still on their part, but at the same time, it's I don't know if there's a balancing thing for it or if they're just restrict, that much restrictions. Obviously, if they did have freedom of, full customization for attacks for certain outfits, there would have to be a lot of restrictions and limitations for it. You can't just throw on one of Vegeta's moves on Goku, right? Maybe make it more kind of like how Xenoverse 2 custom partners are. That worked out pretty well. And, there were a lot of restrictions for what they could do, but there was still a lot of freedom of what they could do. Moves that they can normally still use, we should be able to use, right? We've seen it in the story mode where there are certain versions of Goku or even Trunks where with Goku, you can do a regular Super Kamehameha with Super Saiyan 2 Goku, which you normally cannot do, right? Or with mid Super Saiyan Goku, instead of doing that, the Takahashi thing that he does or whatever, he could just do a Super Kamehameha, right? I don't think that's completely out of the question, but they just seem to not want to do it. But at least we know with the power pole shit, okay, that is a perfect example from the base version of the game, or I guess if this is an add-on or whatever, that will likely have the same situation with this and other outfits moving forward, right? Now, last thing I did want to go over, okay, and as always, a concept by Shinai. What I showed you guys was an edited version of this version, which I thought was pretty cool and interesting. So let's actually go over this, okay? This is not something I'm expecting, okay? This is just more of a fun speculation extra, because the End of Z Goku outfit is literally the same outfit for GT Goku, right? And, you know, nothing against Kid Goku or the mini versions of Goku or whatever, but the whole concept of, like, the turning into kids thing, I don't really care for that, right? It's cool. It's still, you know, I understand why they did it, and, you know, it's cool to see, you know, little Kid Goku go Super Saiyan 2, and Super Saiyan 3 and all that shit. But let's be real. If Daima was adult Goku, a lot more people would be on that shit. Like, adult Goku is so much cooler, right? I think we all can agree. There may be a handful of people that think Kid Goku might be cooler. I don't think I've ever seen anybody, you know, say that. Maybe there's some of y'all in the comments that think Kid Goku's cooler, but nah, bro. Adult Goku, that is the Goku, right? He is the one. That is the one that everybody likes the most. I think majority of people think that's the most hype, right? And unfortunately, I think that's why I kind of like Daima. There was a lot of criticism of it. A lot of people didn't jump on it because of that very reason, for the turning back in the kids again. So, yeah, that's fine. Keep your, you know, GT Kid Goku. That's fine if you want to have, you know, you have that in the game normally. I'm not saying we need to, take that out or abolish that shit. I'm just saying, hey, it would be nice if we got a GT adult Goku, which we've seen. We've literally seen it in, like, the first episode of GT, right? Goku is an adult. We don't see him go through his transformations, but we know he can, just like End of Z Goku can. So, hey, I don't think it would be out of the question to maybe have a palette swap of this as an outfit and let him go through all his forms. You know, Super Saiyan 1, 2, 3, and 4 would be awesome. And shit, maybe throw on a tail accessory, because we know Goku can do that, okay? A lot of this stuff that I'm, you know, using as examples and, like, from source material, right, is Kakarot, right? Kakarot literally, to go fishing, Goku sticks this butt plug ass tail bullshit. Right, he literally gets a tail and sticks it in his ass, bro. Or not really, or like his tailbone area, whatever. And you go fishing with it, and it works. It actually functions. Weirdest thing I've ever seen a Dragon Ball game do. Like, he really didn't need to do that, but hey, they did it, okay? And the same thing goes for Goku going through all his forms in End of Z. That was literally part of one of the DLC editions. DLC 6, you could go through all your forms. 1, 2, and 3 Super Saiyan. There was even a full cutscene of Goku doing the Super Saiyan shit and going Super Saiyan 3 versus Vegeta, right? Like, that was a legitimate thing, right? So even though we never saw it in, like, the anime or, like, the manga, right? Like, there are, like, little nuggets of source material from things that were official, right? Not saying canon or whatever, but official, that's out there. And, you know, we saw Goku do this shit. So that's pretty much the gist of what I wanted to go over with everything. Y'all let me know your thoughts and opinions about it. What do you think is going to happen? Do you think, or do you at least, I mean, I think everybody wants to see this on different versions of Goku. I mean, especially DBS Goku, but that's the thing. We have not gotten to that point yet in the manga where we saw Goku wearing this outfit, right? The moment we get that, I'm confident we'll see it, right? In the games, right? But they're just not gonna do it. I know they're not, because it's just how it is, unfortunately. Fuck Shueisha. I don't know who it is. Probably fucking Shueisha. Hey, it could be Caps Corporation Tokyo. I don't know at this point in time, but we'll definitely see when it comes out. Stay tuned. We got more videos coming until we get the release of this, but I appreciate you guys coming through to watch the video. These are mainly just for fun and to just give some nice discussion, have something to hold you guys over while we're waiting. And yeah, like I said, it's fun. You have a great day. Peace.
This is Broly, and you are watching SLOplays. Make sure to subscribe, or else I'll destroy your entire planet.